Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm going to be covering Anthony Edwards is getting killed after his comments. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. If you have been paying attention, Anthony Edwards has made comments while he was being interviewed, essentially, a little tongue-in-cheek, but he talked about how the NBA was full of guys that essentially were not talented. He talked about Michael Jordan being the most talented back in the day, and he talked about how it was just guys. It wasn't really skilled guys in the NBA. It was just guys, just random guys. Magic Johnson took offense to it. We've heard the likes of Stephen A. Smith comment about it, Tony Kornheiser, Wilbon. We've heard the likes of different NBA greats, Charles Barkley, etc., respond. And they talked about how Ant Edwards has not even watched history from the standpoint of Magic Johnson, from the standpoint of Michael Jordan, whether it be Larry Bird, Dr. Julius Erving, Charles Barkley, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, you can go down the list. Hakeem Olajuwon of greats that played during either the Jordan era or before Jordan era or during. There was a lot of skilled guys in the NBA. We're not just talking about one or two guys. We're talking about dozens of guys that essentially came before Ant Edwards that were great three-point shooters, great defenders, great people that put the ball on the court, great point guards, shooting guards, the Karl Malones, the John Stocktons, if you will, the Patrick Ewings, if you will, the David Robinsons. They've got an immense of talent in the NBA before Ant Edwards and before Michael Jordan and during Michael Jordan's era. So I think that the biggest mistake that Ant Edwards made, while people are piling on, I think they should try to educate him. They should try to educate him and tell him that, look, there was players like Magic Johnson that came before you. There was players like Michael Cooper. There was players like James Worthy. There was players like Clyde Drexler. And just give him a history lesson. If somebody doesn't think that something was there, show them. From the standpoint of who was great during Jordan's era, who was great before Jordan's era, there were people that laid the foundation, no matter if they were white or black, that helped the NBA grow into what it is right now. When you're thinking about players and their contracts, you're thinking about players and that being able to make $30 million a year, $40 million a year, $50 million a year. There was guys that were skilled, talented guys that didn't make that much, but they helped grow the game. They helped not only make the scoring better, they helped the defense better, they helped the slam dunk competition better, the three-point contest better. There was a number of guys that did a number of great things along the way. And now you may have more talented guys in the NBA because there's more that you know now. There's more to know about nutrition. There's more to know about how to upkeep your body. There's more advanced metrics as far as play calling, the way that you rest, the way that you sleep. There's a number of things that help the NBA, but you can't discount who came before you. When you're talking about the likes of a LeBron learned from somebody else. He learned from the Magics and scoped his game. He learned from the Jordans and scoped his game. He learned from the Kobes. And even players that he played with like D. Wade and Carmelo, they sculpted their game after somebody else. So from the standpoint of talking about who is great and who's average and who's just a guy, there was a lot of skilled guys back then. But I will say this, though. Ant Edwards is a talented guy. I think that he just put his foot in his mouth. I think that, to sum it up, we all make mistakes. We're all young sometimes. We all speak out of turn sometimes. But instead of killing him, I think let's extend the olive branch. Send him some YouTube highlights of skilled guys that you feel like are skilled, that were good shooters, that was good defenders, that was good dunkers. Like, there was a number of great players on every single NBA team, and no one's discounted, not one NBA team. Even your worst NBA team had great players on it. So let's just be clear. It may not be marquee names or of MVPs everywhere, but almost every single NBA team has great players on it. So I think Ant just got caught with his foot in his mouth. What do you feel like? Do you feel like he's in over his head? Do you feel like he should apologize? Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus and leave your comments about what you thought, from his comments. So definitely check out Sports Choice Plus. We'll see you in the next video.